I don't even have any ranked replay reviews as of recent. So I'm gonna have to make one real quick.
Yeah, that's fine. All right, we'll check out Arctic Raiders then. Hopefully that'll give you enough time. I apologize. My eyes are like... Maybe it's my glasses? I don't know. They're giving me trouble, so we're going to see. Like super dry. I'm blinking a lot. Anyways, let's check out your replay. Arctic Raiders. Here we go. Yeah, Daniel.
Yes.
All right, cool. Recording. I'll read out your notes, and then if there's anything you want to add... We'll give you space too. So I'm reading here. You said primary problems are mechanical off the ground. So I try to play it safe. A lot of scenarios and bad at first touches. You said you just joined VIP. We'll be meeting with Torment. Start training after that. Nice. So you're doing my replay first. That's totally cool. My goal consistently is first and foremost, enjoy the game. Would like to also be better off the ground. So when you say off the ground, you mean like aerials and stuff?
Yeah, on the wall. Coming off the wall, I'm not great at either.
Okay, off the wall and aerials. Got it. Specific questions. You said you play in Plat 1. I find a lot of times you have to guess if the players, both your team and the other team, are going to hit the ball. How do you compensate for that? Yeah, so what you can't do is bank on, misses. But what you can do is try to be as flexible as possible so that you can kind of benefit when it does happen. That's generally how I think about it. If that makes sense.
All right.
But I'll show you what that looks like, tactically. Arctic Raiders. Let's check out your replay here. Here you are. Okay, so it says 700 Plat 1. Plat 1. 700. Let's check it out, man. Playing twos. This looks good. This guy's got it off the wall here. So most times when I'm in these positions, I'm thinking turn back, guard net. You can kind of see that guy, coming on the top left. So most of the time I'm driving back here, kind of watching, seeing what's happening. You have the right idea. Then we turn in. Decent 50. This is fine. So everything made sense here until this turn away. So you're playing the ball. You get a touch to the left. It's just fine. You're watching this guy in net. Here I would be turning right, trying to bump him, keep him in the net while you support your teammate. It's logical to turn and support your teammate anyways, so getting a bump makes a lot of sense to me. Instead here we peel off this way. I actually like you continuing forward and bullying him a little bit. Keep him from rotating back while supporting your teammate, if that makes sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think I rotated away more to get boost.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say close there, but that's all right.
Okay.
So here we're a little far up in the mid, which makes us awkward here. So in general, when the play is stalling in the corner like this, what I try to do when the play is kind of like, ping-ponging and there's nothing really to do is realign myself behind my teammate. The problem with sitting in the mid here while your teammate attacks on this side is, one, if your teammate gets beat, it just goes by you, right? You can't cover it at all. That's one problem. But the other problem is when the ball does come to you, your attacking angle is quite poor. In other words, like if the ball comes mid here, you're attacking it like this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Instead, in general, when I'm shooting, I want to be shooting in a straight line. So if you can get behind your teammate over here, right, and this ball comes mid, now you got a straight line shot. You know what I mean?
Makes sense.
So it's intuitive to sit in the mid, but I think slightly inaccurate from a positioning standpoint for all those reasons I outlined. Not to mention that you're so close that when the ball does come mid here, you're going to watch as you have zero possible time to react.
Yep.
In theory, that should be an easy touch. If you were instead supporting here the whole time behind your teammate, when it comes mid, you just drive this way and then you have a free shot. But you're so close to the net, it's unplayable.
Makes sense.
Cool. Appreciate the confirmation.
I think one of the things I think I try to compensate for is a lot of times I'll hit it hard out of the corner, and if I'm not there, it'll just pass the goal.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly right. I know what you're talking about. That's mostly a shooting consistency thing, though.
Okay.
Not bad at all. Not a bad aerial. I know you said you're working on these, so I can give you some pointers. Whenever I see somebody jump here, I'm less concerned about saving my flip and more concerned about getting to the ball first. So when I'm you here, I use my second jump, fast aerial, as opposed to saving it for a flip. If that makes sense. You see here?
Yes.
Right? Save it for a flip.
I have a bad habit. I try to use my second jump to hit the ball.
Yeah. I mean, it really just depends on where the defense is. In this case, it's a foot race, so you want to use get all the height you can. That's where fast aerial comes in. Another small thing is just be mindful of over air rolling or over tilting your car in this case. Not quite air roll, but you get the idea.
Yeah.
We pull back here.
Was a jump forward once I go to try to hit.
Exactly right. Yeah, because you can not only mess up your flip, but yes, yeah, you misalign with the ball. It slows you down a little bit. There's also this kind of seesaw effect that if you pull back too far and then you try to push your joystick forward again, your car doesn't actually respond. Like the car is, it's like a seesaw. It has to swing back.
Okay.
It's going to make you slow. So just pull down for a second on your joystick and let go. So here, stop. You're in line. But you keep pulling down here, which actually makes you slow. That makes sense?
Yes.
Cool. Rotating through makes sense here. Like that you get behind your teammate. A little peculiar. He leaves the boost. That's all right. Let's wait back here. Much, much better. Slow down here. Line up a shot. Right idea here. This is just a textbook air roll shot. We just have to talk about what that looks like. It's not an easy shot. Has anybody like given you drills on air roll shooting or kind of broken it down for you before?
No, I just changed my buttons this week to be able to air roll and working on that.
Okay, I'll run you through an air roll shot demonstration. We'll just do it now. How about it? This is the pack that I give for air roll shots. My personal favorite. There are many. Air roll shots by Yiza. 20 shot pack.
Okay.
What you want to practice here on any of these shots, I'm going to find one that's static. That's an easier demonstration for you. Like here. If we're shooting right, obviously this isn't the exact shot, but this is quite similar to the one in your game. The cue that you want to remember is you air roll opposite the direction you shoot. So if we're shooting right, we air roll left. And what that actually looks like is a tap of air roll left as I approach this ball. And I'm going to flip to the right. So I tap air roll left and flip to the right. This is a speed flip upright, but a diagonal dodge upright serves the same function. Tap air roll left, speed flip upright on a shot like this. That make sense?
It does.
Vice versa. On a shot like this, I'll tap air roll right, speed flip left. Make sense?
Yes.
Cool. One of my favorite packs.
I guess a quick question there, because I know I always try to get power by saving my jump to do it. I need to get out of that habit, I assume.
Yeah, I mean, look, it really depends on the game situation. If you have all the time in the world to line up your shot and you're not getting challenged, then yeah, I'm going to save a flip here, especially on a shot that's on an off angle like this. I'll save my flip because I don't really think I can get this ball right without a flip. So that's one thing.
Okay.
But if I'm playing a beat, right, and somebody is like, this shot might be better for playing a beat, and somebody's jumping on the back post, I'll just go like this and make sure I get a beat first and foremost. So it really depends. If nobody's challenging me, I might take this nice banana route, jump, do a shot. But if somebody's challenging me, then I'm going to use a fast aerial. I'm going to get up quick and then make my play based on that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it really has to do with where are my defenders, are they jumping, and how much time do I have? Any questions on that?
All right. No, I don't think so.
Yeah, that's how I would be looking at it. What's up, Technoblade profile pic? Her link's in chat. Yeah, so we talked about the air roll left, shoot right. That's on like a static shot that's grounded. And then we talked about the consideration of if I'm getting beat. Like if somebody's jumping here, like I said, fast aerial, just make sure I get a beat over them. If nobody's jumping, I'm going to take my time, get max power, use that dodge. Cool. Yeah, this is a great pack to practice it.
All right.
This is in my favorite training pack folder. Hashtag training resources. You just jump here. There's a training folder. SpookyLuke's favorite training packs. Pull them all up here.
Okay.
Cool. I'm glitching. My brain's glitching. Brain glitch. Okay, back to the replay. I think we were right here. So yeah, we talked about how we can execute that. Familiar with wave dashing?
No.
So wave dash is a free flip off the wall. Basically what it looks like is you jump down from the wall here, and instead of just driving, you would use a flip as you land on the ground. The reason we do this, I'll do a quick demonstration. Anytime a high rank player dismounts from the wall, they'll do this because it's basically a free speed boost. You can't flip through the ground. You see this? I'm front flipping, but my car can't push through the ground. So what will happen is my dodge will instantly reset and I can use another dodge. This is very useful. Like if we land on the back wall, for example, we can jump, wave dash down, and then use another flip immediately. So we can basically get back to supersonic after just 2 jumps. Jump, jump, and now we're supersonic again. That makes sense?
Okay. Yes.
So wave dashes are useful off the back wall, as well as off the sidewall. Most common. There are other applications, but that's the Wave Dash 101 program.
Okay.
All right. Watch here. Watch this. We watch the air roll shot. So here, when we land on the back wall, we'd want to angle our nose down, jump, pull back on our joystick, and then front flip as we're landing in the ground to get a free dash boost. It would just help us rotate back faster and use less boost while doing it. This is usually turn back, but hey, they leave a shot open. Good job. This ace guy should not be leaving this ball. He should be making another touch, but when he leaves to go back to his corner boost, yeah, take your time, line up a shot, free shot. Good job. What's up? I love Rocket League. No, we cannot 1v1. Driving to kickoff is valid. When you feel comfortable, we want to incorporate some form of a flip. I don't care if it's a diagonal flip, front flip, or, you know, gold standard is speed flip. It's very important that we use at least one. You said you're working on it?
Yes, I just can't consistently hit the ball, so in ranked I'm not doing it right now.
That's valid. When you feel confident, I would obviously add them. 5 minutes every day, just continue to practice kickoffs. One of the most important things you learn in Platinum. Waiting for our teammate to go for the ball, grabbing boost, getting back. This is reasonable. We have control of this ball. We want to go first. This is correct. You do want to go first. Very difficult to do much with this ball without mechanics. This is a very hard ball to read. Plus, you have to get like a very precise touch to really do anything with this. I would just make it your goal to get behind this ball as much as possible and to throw it forward. As long as you can hit the ball high, far, and forward, that's good. We just want to avoid getting around, you know, the side of the ball, obviously, as we do here, because that puts our car on the wrong side of it.
I think that was my intent. I just didn't execute it.
That's fair enough. Supporting teammate here. This is reasonable. All this is reasonable. Let's go to the mid. Slow down a little bit. Okay, so this is a very common mistake, and I see you making it, so I'll just point it out. I know it's tempting to run across the net, but we want to avoid it as much as possible. Like, you see your teammate on the right, so your mind immediately goes, I'm going to run over here and get in position for a pass, right?
Yeah.
We have to remember that our car in Rocket League, we shoot driving forward, right? So the best place to be for a mid pass is not over here, like soccer, right? the best place to be for a mid pass is in the mid. So it's tempting to run off to the left side here and try to like get in position for a pass. But what's better is to just wait in the mid here. And then when the ball does come, you trust that you can drive forward and get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's one of the things. I try to do that. If you see how I angle my car backwards, it allows me to get back when my teammate misses the ball. So that's why I don't like heading straight towards the goal.
Yeah.
But I understand what you're saying. It's better.
Yeah. And to be clear, I don't want you going in the net. You also don't want to be facing backwards. What you want to do is be behind the play such that if the ball comes mid, you could go get it. And if your teammate gets blocked, you're still the play's still in front of you. Here you actually move so close to the net that now you are in front of the play and you have to drive back, which isn't ideal. Usually you don't want to do this. You want to stay further back the whole time. Yeah.
Gotcha.
I know it's challenging to weigh all these pros and cons. It's also a very nuanced discussion that, to be honest, you don't even need to really have in Plat, but I'd say the easiest thing is just try to be more central. Like here, you're good. Beautiful. Like you're in a good position here. You just kind of drift off to the left, and then when the ball comes back this way, you're just completely out of luck.
Now, should he have continued on that ball rather than peel off like he did?
Yeah, I mean, what he should do is he should hit the ball forward and then look for bumps. Yeah, I don't really know what he's doing. He's just doing donuts. It's actually very common for Platinum and Diamond players to do that. When they get confused, they'll just kind of drive in circles in the corner. But yeah, he should continue forward. 100%. But that what exactly happened there will happen a lot.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. So that's why I always just default to be behind my teammate, not out in front of them or to the side of them. Especially at this rank. All right. That's on target. It's got it. So I want to talk about boost usage a little bit. Here, we grab this full pad, and then we use all of our boosts to run and get this one. I would actually be moving into this position with this boost. Right? We don't need to use our boost to go get another boost. It would have been better to be moving into the midfield here and be closer to the play. If that makes sense. Still behind your teammate, but you know, that downtime would be less important, and then that ball should be yours. What's happening is
I misread where they were, I'm pretty sure. I was playing it safe.
Yeah. Well, the main issue is you're too far back behind your teammate. Here, the 50-50 is happening all the way out here, and you're playing goalie, which I can understand, but where you should be is like right here. Because then you can still turn back and make a save, but you could also play this ball in the mid. You're just so far back that when the ball comes mid, you're too far. And now you just kind of play goalie and give them an attacking opportunity here. If that makes sense.
It does.
Yeah. Very common when you're playing goalie and you're worried about being scored on to be too far, and the ball comes to the mid and you can't really play it. Good save. Stay on the ball. Not bad. We just got to make that touch. This is reasonable. Somebody's got to put up a hand. Not bad. We got to get back here ASAP. Yeah, this touch just wasn't great. I want to see a little bit more aggression here. Once you see your teammates behind you, go. Because we basically don't want to give him time to get his air dribble set up or anything set up. The more time you give him, you know how Platinum players, Diamond players work. They usually take 2-3 touches to kind of get the ball settled, and then their dribble will start. So the quicker you can go, the better. When you have a teammate guarding.
Okay.
You don't want to give him time to get that in control. That's probably the biggest takeaway there. Well, there are other things, but we'll start there. So we talked about kickoff. That's fine. Grab mid boost here makes a lot of sense. Stay behind teammate makes a lot of sense. Yeah, good. This is a good positioning. Probably turn back here most of the time. And if he gives you the ball, go for it. Oh, wow. Double agent in your net. Nice. Hit it right into him. That's actually so funny.
That happens to me a lot. I'll say that.
Well, I mean, here, if you can air roll right, you could actually probably put this on target. which we're going to practice.
Okay. Yeah.
But remember here, if we air roll right, we can shoot left. It's tough, but you can hit that angle. But with practice.
Yeah.
Right now, you're just focused on hitting the ball hard and forward, which is totally fine. I understand the jump here. If we look, this guy actually isn't even supporting his teammate. See him? He was AFK or something. So you can take a little bit more time there.
Okay.
But after that point, your execution wasn't bad. You just, I think, flipped the wrong way. If this is a front flip, you should get power, but you side dodge. Side dodge isn't going to apply any power in that position. Look for a bump. We need to be using boost to bump the second here. I understand you're rotating back. What I like to do here is turn off ball cam so I can hunt this guy a little bit easier. Right? Because if the ball bounces, it's going to mess up my vision. But if I turn ball cam off, I can just focus on demoing this guy.
Okay.
Makes it a little bit easier to track his movements. Nice boom. Love that. And then we talked about those wave dashes too.
Yes.
So here you get a good boom. And then what we would do is we would jump, air roll left in this position. A little bit complicated, but jump, air roll left to get our car kind of flat. And then we front flip, and that's going to give us a free speed boost. And then we probably need to leave here. Yeah, leave. Common situation, when you're awkward with 0 boost here, and he steals this, get out. Yeah. Use this time to get back to boost ASAP. The longer you spend on this ball, doubling back, the longer you're spending with 0 boost. And trust me, you're not going to make a very good touch with 0 boost.
Yeah.
You're just delaying your recovery, delaying getting back, and risking, obviously your teammate getting scored on here. Clutch moment. Good job, Camel. Yeah, and so just stay behind your teammate. Like here too, you see this problem. Because we have this habit of like kind of moving off the ball. You see this?
Yeah.
It's not egregious, by the way. You're like, this isn't really bad, but what I'm trying to highlight is by the time the ball does come mid, we're always attacking it from this off angle. You see what I mean?
Yeah, it makes sense.
And obviously we can fix this with arrow left, shoot right, but the shot is so much harder, and you actually don't make a bad shot, but like it's really hard to make a good shot from that angle. If instead you follow this whole play, but instead of positioning to the side of your teammate, you just follow behind him. See how he's moving up to the left? You just kind of follow him over here. When this ball does come mid, eventually, we have this nice angle. Imagine you are following this path here. Follow, 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 follow. Waiting. This ball comes mid. You have this nice line at their net. Now, it's not perfect still. You have to kind of correct the shot, but it's way less than the angle we took. So yeah, air roll shots is probably your biggest pack to practice. Nice
Positioning
finish.
on that
Oh, it feels
is
bad.
one of the biggest things I'll need to work on, like just positioning wise, it looks like.
Yeah. Very common. Well, it's honestly good that you're getting a session at the point you are, because what happens with most players is they play the game for 500 hours and then they come to me in champ and then they try to tell me why that positioning is the correct positioning, and then I have to explain why it's not, and they can't break the habit. Like that's where they always go. So
Oh, I have a lot more than 500 hours in the game.
well, that's okay.
Yeah.
The idea is better. Well, what do they say? The best time to start social media was 20 years ago. The next best time is today. Something like that. Something like this. Or best time to invest 20 years ago. Something like that. That was a nice touch. Followed up. Here you're just taking off too early. If you zoom out, you'll see how far away this ball is. You don't need to take off until way later.
Okay.
And we can practice. Are you familiar with fast aerials and the difference between just an aerial and a fast aerial?
I am familiar. I don't fully understand it though.
That's fine. We'll run through it. So I know I gave you the aerial shots demonstration. The kickoff aerial shots, and this will be the last mechanical thing for you to work on. So the difference between an aerial, jump, tilt, boost, And a fast aerial is how quickly we get to the ceiling. How long it takes for me to get up there. Versus if I don't use the second jump, it takes much longer. That's the basic principle. Now, a lot of people think that just double jumping is a fast aerial. Jump, jump, tilt, boost. Not quite. We want to jump and tilt immediately and use our second jump while we're already tilted back. So in other words, jump, tilt, jump. Jump, tilt, jump. See the difference between jump, jump, tilt, and jump, tilt, jump?
Yeah, you keep your momentum.
Yes, you keep more momentum and you gain more height because our boost immediately propels us up, and then we follow it up with the jump versus jumping, and then our boost only propels us up at the end.
Okay.
So it's all about sequence. That's going to allow you to get into the air faster. You know, never mind the flip reset stuff. And what you'll realize is when you get good at this, you actually don't need to take off until right when we're under the ball. A good pack to practice this is called High Aerials by Waitin. This has a little bit of left-right movement in the pack. I'll show you here. Aerials level 3. You'll see here, I don't take off until I've driven already. What you would do in your game is you jumped here, and by the time you get to it, you're overshooting it or spiking it into the ground. See that?
Yeah.
You actually want to drive, and if you can do this fast aerial right, you can reach a ball like that no problem. That make sense?
It does. Yeah, I spike it a lot.
Yeah. So you just want to make sure you cover ground and you practice this fast aerial takeoff, give you a better sense of how much time you have. Now, these all have a lot of left-right movement. What I did when I was first learning is I actually just went and do a pro striker training, which is the default training. The only thing annoying about this in Rocket League is you can't, when you go into the pro aerial training, you can't skip shots. But this was my preferred because you really realize you don't have to take off until the last second. A lot of players at your rank jump immediately. You don't need to jump until the last second. And you want to stay grounded as long as possible because it keeps your options open.
Yeah.
Right? If I'm jumping here and then I realize I'm beat, I'm screwed.
All right.
So yeah, a lot of little things for you to work on, man. Mechanically, we talked about aerial shots, we talked about wave dashes, as well as fast aerials. If you don't mind me asking, how many hours do you have?
2,000 some.
And where are most of those hours spent?
Never focused on mechanical stuff. What was that?
Where do you spend most of those hours? Like, what do you mainly do?
Either casual or ranked.
Casual or ranked. That makes sense.
Yeah. I have almost 10,000 games played.
That's crazy.
So.
How many games do I have played? You have 10,000 games played? Wait, how many games do I have played? Wow, 12,000. You're a madman. I got a 60% win percentage. That's not bad. All right.
Been playing it for a long time. Never focused on actually trying to.
No, totally fair. One of my friends is a Dota YouTuber, and he was coaching a team full of Heralds, which is the equivalent of bronze. 3 of them. They all had over 10,000 hours, and we're all Herald. And he was like, "What? How do you guys?" And he was just asking him questions, and they just play casually. They're like, "We really do not care about improvement. We just like get on and mess around," which is like totally valid.
Yeah.
But
well, I'm pretty older, and for the longest time, I thought it wasn't going to be possible for me to learn some of the mechanical stuff. And then I started playing another game again with a friend. I used to be great at first-person shooters.
Yeah.
And he's got me back into playing those and enjoying them. And I was like, well, I can learn that. Why not try to learn and do this better?
Yeah, I understand the concern, and you're right. There is like real deficits, like with one, rate of learning, because your sleep isn't as solid as a 16-year-old, in theory. And there's just like, yeah, obviously, like, you know, muscle memory, like you just can't consolidate, you can't learn as fast. Like that's fine, but it's not to the tune you think it is. Like, and also there's reaction time things. But neither of those like prevents like you from learning like a repetitive mechanical movement. Like you can absolutely learn a wave dash, like as a way. It's just a repetitive. It's just a chain of mechanics. It might take you an extra day or two, but like at the end of the day, you can totally do it. So I believe in you.
Yeah. I do for now.
Yeah. I mean, you can just talk to any of our coaches, like Shock, for example, will tell you, like, he's, you know, in his mid 20s, and he played professional Rocket League when he was in his teens, right? And you know, early 20s. And he's like, mechanically, he's better now than he was when he was a pro. The only difference is he's had more years to practice. But like he's like, if I would go back in time with my current skill level, I would be like the best player of all time. So
yeah, I played semi-pro Counter-Strike back in the day before esports were big.
yeah, that's all reaction time and a little bit of positioning. But I mean, dude, click heads, like, that's reaction time all day, and aim, a lot of aim too, and knowing like crosshair placement and all that stuff.
Yep. So I kind of give up on those from competitive, but still like this game.
Don't give up on this game, not yet.
No. Oh, even if I don't get any better, I'll continue playing it. I have for so long already.
I respect that.
So,
Thanks for the replay.
Luke,
Appreciate it, man.
yeah.
I'm at a
Thank you.
16 game losing streak now. Let's go.
I hope you're joking.
1460.
I'll say one of the hardest things is this week. I've been using so many of the default controls and camera angles, and so this week I changed it all up, and
Did you see my new settings guide?
that's what I used.
Yeah. You were probably like, oh my gosh, I didn't realize there's so much things I was doing wrong. There's a lot.
Yeah. I knew like I didn't have some of the stuff, but I like the camera settings that I changed to. It's so much better.
Good. I'm glad.
So the buttons I'm still getting used to.
Sweet. Yeah, it takes time. You'll get used to the buttons. Well, appreciate the replay. We'll get this sent. Oh, wait, did I send you your notes, Raider? Oh, wait. Did I send you your notes? Okay, let me give you a quick wall of notes. Bullet points, super fast. Mechanically, 3 things: fast aerials, kickoffs, wave dashes. Air roll shots. We also talked about that. They're in the training resources, link above. I encourage you to just hit those packs. If you had to pick one, I would probably do kickoffs, wave dashes, and then air roll shots and fast aerials after that. We talked about saving your flip, depending on whether you need to beat a defender. I mean, there are several things. Positioning-wise, we talked about staying central and avoiding kind of like running across the field, just trying to stay central to the play. We talked about positioning behind your teammate instead of to the side of them, so that way when they get dunked or miss, you can support them. That kind of answers your question earlier about compensating for your teammates.
Yes.
We talked about lining up your shots, taking your time. That kind of goes hand in hand with the positioning thing. We talked about adding a flip to your kickoffs when you're comfortable. We talked about leaving the ball when you're 0 boost, letting your teammate go, and rotating out faster. I'm sure we could go over more things, but definitely check the replay if you want more, but that's already...
It's a lot to work on. So.
Yeah. We'll have this over to you in the next few days. So we'll send you a replay recording of this soon.
Okay. Thank you.
Of course. And thank you. Good luck. We got the gloss replay here. Who else is in the chat that's waiting on one from me? I thought I heard Eric Nemser waiting on one. Is that right?
Yeah, I'm about to make it.
Cool. We'll check out yours soon, man. Anybody else in chat waiting on a replay? I got FXCZ here with a new one.
Luke at 5. Freaky has a thing, by the way.
Oh, what time is it? 3:54.
Or if it's 3 for you, then because it's starting in.
Oh,
like,
starting in
6
5. Yeah,
minutes.
he has a replay analysis. Okay, I actually got to clear out of here. If you want to do your call over DM, I'll do yours over DM, and then I got to jump. I got to clear out of here for Freaky.
Okay, that's chill.
I'll just call you directly, man. That was Eric, right?
Yeah.
Why don't you just shoot me a Discord DM, and I'll ring you. I'm going to wrap up for now, and I'll just hang out on stream chat. Thanks, everybody, for coming. I'm going to get out of the way so Freaky can have his class. He's going to be doing some replays, so if you want your replay to get looked at by him, hang around. The community is
Have a
60.
good one, Luke. Have a great one.
Appreciate the reminder, Mythic. I'll see you guys.
Yeah, no
Thank you.
problem, man.
And notice about we're going to do a LAN soon. Location TBD, but you heard it here first. Just a whisper.
Bro,
Just
Alright.
hearsay. All right, I'm going to get out of here. I'll see you.
have a great one, Luke. Have a great one.
See ya.